Hello everyone, my name is Rob, I'm from the Instagames, and this is part 40... Wow. Hello everyone, my name is Rob, I'm from the Instagames, and this is part 54 of Gran Turismo 6. We're doing the International A stuff, and we're going to start off with the World Circuit Tour, as it's the first event. And there are 5 events, so that will be fun. What are the requirements? Any of these cars, apparently. 600 brake horsepower or less. Well, luckily, this has got exactly, well, not brake horsepower, we know me. Exactly 600 pp. Which is exactly what we need. And in a Honda. Twin Ring Motor or whatever it's called. I've never actually raced on this, I don't think, in Gran Turismo. I have raced on it a lot in Forza, enough to know that I'm not really a big fan of it, but we'll give it a go. And we've now got more more races to deal with, it seems like. I don't know when exactly that happened, but I know for a fact at one point we didn't have 16 people on the track all at the same time. Maybe I'm just really slow in realising that. Wow. What does our car look like? That? Okay. Got this thing accelerates quickly. Now, because I've raced on this a lot on Forza, even though I'm not really that big of a fan of this track, I should know where all the braking points are. God, this car is a little beast, I can tell you that much. I don't know what it is, but I'm recommending it. I mean, look how it deals with all these cars that are in front. We're already in 8th. It's 5 laps. This is the bit that I normally hate here. Actually, I think I may have raced on this track once on this game. Maybe twice at most. I don't think I've raced on it very much though. I think the last time I raced on this track, although I think it was a shorter version of it, was when what was it? The whole hard drive failing incident happened. Yeah, because we've got this bit that I really have to brake at here. Well, apparently I don't have to brake as hard as these people in front. One lap and we were in 14th, now we're in 5th. That is amazing. Gone down 9 places. And the guy, I believe that's a Renault Megane. He looks like it. He almost went off the track. And this is some Mercedes AMG. I worked that one out. Apparently I don't have the power to overtake him. But I have the brakes. I also like the Subaru Impreza, well, the old style rally car. What was like them since the Colin McRae rally? Was it Colin McRae Rally? I'm pretty sure that series was called Colin McRae Rally. Before it was Dirt. What was like this since number 3 of that series? I need to pass this guy. Great if I could. What's he in? An Alfa Romeo? We're still only on the 2nd lap. What I want, but I'm not exactly sure how you access it, but I know there's like NASCAR and shit. I wish it would just like happen. I wish it was just in the events. Maybe it's in the season events, it probably is. We've only done 9 miles alone this thing. When will that thing clock over to 10 miles? There we go. Yes, this thing just accelerates like a bitch. Like I don't know what the 0 to 60 on this thing is, but it's got to be really quick. So I'm going to find out what this car is at the end, and I'm just going to recommend it to you. If you want it for international air stuff. Or at least this event, I should say. Went off the track a bit there, but it didn't really affect my speed, I don't think. I'll have to look at that in editing. Wow, I can't speak. In editing. I don't know, people in my area can't really say the word editing very well. I've noticed that Paul can't say it. We even had to change the line on one of the episodes the last day because he couldn't say it. In fact, I think we just took that entire segment out. I mean, it didn't really affect the story much, so if at all. Although our new Machinima series, Earth's Last Protectors, you saw a slight teaser trailer. I believe it was 2 weeks ago now. At the time of this video. Could have been 3. Could have even been more than that, I can't really remember when it was uploaded. But we're working on it. We haven't filmed the first episode yet. I haven't even technically finished the script, but I know it's going to be great. Well, I hope it's great. We will need voice actors for that. We're not going to do the last day thing of just having multiple people do the same voice because, well, it's a bit stupid, isn't it? I mean, it worked with the last day because it all takes place inside a video game. But for something that's kind of, I mean, it's a comedy, but something that's kind of serious with Earth's Last Protectors. Yeah, we're going to need voice actors. So if you want to apply to be a voice actor, you can do so. I'll probably do a voice acting video. But if you're interested, post in the comments or send us a private message. You can do that via going to the About page and clicking send private message. I might have a different way of doing it for the actual voice acting video though. So, because I can just get a new email address created. Shit, we're good. I kind of saved that, but not at the same time. If you didn't know, our website is insanegamers.co.uk, and well, because of that, it means we get a bunch of free email addresses, so I can just create a new one and just have that as the one for voice acting. Speaking of which, I think I need to update the site because it's out of date now. About subscriber numbers. 20 miles. So every 2 laps is 10 miles. Which would lead me to believe that each lap is 5 miles. Weird how numbers work like that, isn't it? I know. I hope the 15-minute races aren't how can I say this? I hope they aren't like there isn't 5 events like there is on this one. Because if there was, that would really suck. How fast can we get to? Do you think we can get to 160? Nah. No way we would. Maybe we actually could have there. But then the braking distance would have been increased. I don't know if I would have been able to stop. This is where we went off last time, so luckily we didn't Can I like... You know what? I've never done this before. Stop. I'm going to go over the line backwards. I know, I really shouldn't have done that, but I know we were so far ahead that... It wasn't going to affect anything. I mean, look, they're still running. Anyway, that's the vehicle. I mean, the HS010 Ignore GT 15th anniversary thing. Looks pretty nice. So I got first, obviously. Ow, I just hit my hand on the computer keyboard. That is not good. I know someone wanted a room tour. That's not gonna happen. And I appear to be getting a cold, which is always fun. I did that, what was it? I've had, having a cold is awful when you're doing a YouTube video. Because your voice sounds awful and... I don't know how long I'm going to have this cold for. Luckily, I only have to record 2 episodes of this, 2 episodes of Need for Speed, and what was it one? First Impressions Friday again, and then probably a video for Saturday. I don't know what that game will be. Might be another Gran Turismo. Probably won't be. Well, it could be, so who knows. And, well, Chris is recording the last shout Sunday, hopefully. And then I believe that will bring us to a Games of Gold game. So I won't be able to record any further past that, really. So what that means is I'll be able to deal with my cold. I won't have to record a video or anything, so you won't have to hear it. Shit. I shouldn't have tried to undertake like that, really. But it happened, so... I know this isn't like massive in the, like, you know, like how, you know, like PewDiePie probably gets like what, like 100,000 new subscribers a day, a week, I don't know, haven't really paid attention. But we got 6 in the past 3 days, which for a channel this small, pretty good. Especially for the kind of content that we put out. I mean, we do, what, 3 different games, really? We do Games of Gold, we do Shoutout Sunday, we do First Impressions Friday. That's a wide variety of content, and not everyone that watches it obviously subscribes. And then we have the random videos, like the Everything Wrong with Thunderbirds video that went out like ages ago, like 2 years ago now probably. And what was it, the top 10 YouTubers video. Those obviously help. And also 2-player. I don't know when I'm going to bring 2-player back. I'm thinking August, but maybe not even that. Maybe it won't come back. I like doing it, it's just finding games to record, because when I did, what was it, when I did Rob vs PS2, which is 2 videos a day, which I should really start doing that, but I'm going to do it after I've done all my exams, which my exams start in May, so 2 months, so I better start revising pretty soon. Anyway, once I start doing once I finish with the exams, I think I'm going to start doing the 2 videos a day thing. Hopefully. I might not. Who knows? Thing is, once I get an actual job, it means I might not actually have enough time to focus on the channel. But I think if I continue to do it the same way I'm doing it here, I mean, well, you go to like college, so you go to what, college for like 4 hours a day? That's probably my average a week. No, you know, an average per day in a week. If you even, what I'm trying to say is, essentially, if you even out the amount of like hours I'm in a week per day, it will be about 4 hours. So, thinking of that, if you got like a part-time job or whatever, or even a full-time job, I'll probably still have enough. Like, the way I record is I record a bunch together like I'm doing here, and then I have a break, which is quite nice. So I think I'll be able to continue to keep up with at least 1 video a day as I am. I'm not sure about the 2, but theoretically it could be possible. Theoretically it could even be 3, but I doubt that. Maybe if YouTube became a full-time thing for me, then I could do 3 a day. But until those exams are done, I wouldn't expect 2 videos a day. I mean, it already happens occasionally. I mean, if I have 2 videos that I forgot to, that I scheduled them wrongly, like I thought there was more. For some reason, before when I've done schedules, I've put like 8 days in a week for some reason, and I'm like, shit, that wouldn't work. So that one of those videos is going to have to be on the same day as another one, because they're already, you know, scheduled and stuff. I'm not putting things back because of it, so, you know, stuff happens. Also, I'm going to have to start making more thumbnails for this series, because I only went up to part 60. I seriously do think this series is going to pass 100 episodes. So. I think that's more than likely. We're almost done with it. We could have lapped that guy if we were fast enough. Right, we did that. No need to see any like cutscenes or anything. No replays and that. Yay, I earned 3 stars. But I think that would be the problem if I was a full-time YouTuber, right? Could you imagine, like, if you had a cold, it would really affect your content, wouldn't it? I mean, it really, really would affect your content if you're a full-time YouTuber, because if you do daily stuff like me. Like what I'm doing, I'm recording what, 4 episodes? 5, 6? 6 videos at most. So only these 6 videos are going to be affected. But if I was a full-time YouTuber doing 2 or 3 videos a day, right? 2 videos a day, that's 12 videos that have been affected. And, you know, 18 if I was doing 3. So that's way more videos that will be affected, and that if new people discover my content, they'll probably think that's what I would sound like. Unless people were saying stuff in the comments. That was awful. Oh my god. Quick, get back on the track. I don't know what happened, but it was awful, I can tell you that much. I hate this track so much. Move. Get out of the way. And the worst thing is if I was a full... Well, yeah, I mean, games to gold is a thing. So that would at least stop me producing content up to a certain amount of time. But if I... You know, if I didn't have games of gold, I would... As a series, I would think I would have to just continually produce content. Because it's just a nice barrier to have games of gold. Really. Because you know where, like, what content to produce up to. I mean, could you imagine if I would never want to be DSP Gaming because he's such a douche, but if I was DSP Gaming, I was just, what was it, like 8 videos a day? I don't even know. Like, if I was him, could you imagine how much effect a cold would have on his content? I don't know if he's ever had a cold. I would assume he has. I mean, what was it? Jeremy Johns is currently going through a cold right now. And he hasn't uploaded a video in, like... He uploaded a Civil War trailer review, like, today, or yesterday, at the time I'm recording this. But apart from that, he hasn't uploaded any content really in a week. He normally uploads at least daily, or every 2 days. Not really time the release schedule of a YouTuber, to be fair. But it's affected him. He said he hasn't wanted to make content because it's just giving him a pounding headache. Due to the nature of his videos where he shouts. And he's happy a lot, obviously. He's been in a bit of a mood as well. So he hasn't wanted to do it to affect his content. And his viewership has kind of suffered because there's no content for people to watch who have just been watching other people. Twilight gaming YouTubers can't really, like me, you can't really take a hiatus. I know, like, you laugh at that, saying, "Oh, you've taken 2 hiatuses, Rob. You did a 2-player hiatus, and you did a Rob vs PS2 hiatus." Yes, but I haven't taken a hiatus from making content altogether, is what I'm trying to say. Like if PewDiePie stopped uploading content for like let's say a serious thing affected PewDiePie, and he couldn't make content for a month. Because just, let's say someone in his family died. I mean, I know this is really down, like a downer thing to say, but let's say someone, like his mother and father died. I don't know if they already are. I don't really watch PewDiePie. I don't care, to be fair. But no, that was really mean. I didn't intend for it to come out like that. Shit. No, I meant, like, wow, I've really screwed that one up. All I'm gonna say is, if PewDiePie's mother and father had died, died right now, obviously PewDiePie would be really bummed out and he wouldn't be able to produce content. You should really call him Felix because PewDiePie's the character, but yeah, you wouldn't be able to, I don't think he'd be able to produce content at all. For probably at least a month, I don't know. Maybe he'd just produce content to get himself through it, but I don't think he'd be, you know, his usual self. So, once you have I think his viewership would definitely decrease once he came back, because people would just find someone else to watch. I mean, people are already like that when a video doesn't go out when I expect it to. Sorry about that. I'm having to try and play one-handed because my nose has now started to run and it's awful. I know you guys don't really want this content, to know that, but I might just have to pause. In a little bit, if it gets way out of control. I mean, at least now it's manageable to wipe one-handed with a tissue, but if it gets way out of control, I might have to just, I think I'm gonna do it after this bit. So if there's a little change in music or something, sorry, but I'm just letting you know right now. Speaking of which, I now, well, not really speaking of which, but I'm going to talk more about YouTube. I still have one video, which is good out of the rest of the series, because it is this series, that is got a copyright notice, content ID. Essentially, there's this group called Merlin, and they claimed one of my videos, and they've claimed a lot of videos, even though they, content that they don't actually own. But that really wasn't the problem. I had another YouTube network called the GT Channel Network claim, first of all, it was a small content ID match on part 48. Where they said, oops, it was an accidental match, well, we can remove it if you join our network. Now, I'm already with a network, that's what the Gamers Network and Freedom logos on the bottom, left and right respectively are. Gamers Network is just a kind of an offshoot of Freedom, if you didn't know. So, and the problem with that is I can't really leave. Well, I can leave. The good thing about Freedom is they have no lock-in contract, so you just need to give them 30 days notice and then they will remove you. Which is nice. Well, I yawned. But yeah, that happened. So they're like, oh, we'll remove it if you join our network. And I was like, no. Decided to post about it on the Let's Play subreddit, because that's what you do when you're a Let's Player. You post stuff on the dedicated subreddit, where it's just a bunch of content creators helping people out. saying, look, what should I do here? And then they decided they would claim the rest of my content. Which was nice. Now, luckily for me, I managed to contact Freedom and they went, yeah, that's a bit bullshit. And they, like, I tried to fight that claim and they hadn't removed it. I filed a dispute. And they said, no, we own this. So, luckily I contacted Freedom and they went, yeah, clearly something is wrong here. We're just going to get in contact with YouTube and hopefully we'll get this sorted out. And it was. But it's a bit douchey, so... And I'd also post about it on Twitter if you didn't know. Anyway, I'm gonna be happy. I mean, it won't really affect you guys, because there'll just be a break in editing. Hopefully, if I remember. Sometimes I'm an idiot and I just like upload this stuff raw. But, yeah, I really need to wipe my nose. That's awful. Right, I'm back. Hopefully there was an edit there. And we're doing this. You know what? More about nose talk. I mean, nice, right? But you know when you have a cold and you go to sleep. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just really weird. But whenever I wake up in the morning, it's all gone hard. Really, it's like partially hard. Inside, like obviously the mucus has gone hard inside your nose. Which makes it somewhat difficult to breathe, I would assume. But also, it means that when your body gets back up to working correctly, it means that all that shit's gonna come out. That's just the worst part. Anyway, we're already in 10th place, which is amazing. Would never actually expected to be that far ahead. 9th now. Yes, this car is really amazing. I would recommend. Definitely. I don't know what this is. It seems to be some... That could be an MRT, but I'm not sure. If you could tell me, please let me know in the comment section below. Because I like to think I'm good with cars, but I'm not good with the obscure ones. Like, I wouldn't know what this is in front of me. I can tell this is a Megane, mainly because I've seen a bunch of them in real life. Not like that, obviously this is a race car, but I at least do know that that is a Renault Megane. I should have braked probably a bit earlier for that corner, but guess it didn't happen. Although it was that was quite fine. Surprised. I'd also like to point out our college recently got an Xbox, which is certainly interesting. Mainly because there's a bunch of sports games there, so I'm not really a big fan, right? But we've a bunch of old sports games as well. It's like it's like FIFA 14, and then we got WWE 2011, SmackDown versus Raw. Aha! I forced him off the track. Yeah, I am more of a racing game kind of guy. Can you tell by the content that gets put out on the channel? I'm also a fan of shooting games. Can you also tell from that? We do also have a copy of GTA 5. Sadly, there's only the player disc and not the install disc. But yeah. There's other games. There's Halo Reach, but we haven't even played that yet. I can't really be asked to go through the entire well, I will go through the entire campaign of Reach on this channel, but I can't really be bothered to play it in college. So yeah, my controller is now synced up to that Xbox, which is very annoying because I'm going to have to sync it back up to my own. But yeah. It's always fun. By the way, if you would like to suggest a game I should play on the channel, please just whatever you just put it in the comment section. I read every single comment. Now, here's the thing: you may have to do a small amount of research on the game, because sometimes us in Europe, I mean this is more prevalent with the 6th generation and earlier, but sometimes we got slightly different titles for the games. Trying to think of one, I believe Contra was known as Probotector, I believe. Could be incredibly wrong on that, but I believe that was true. I mean, I know that's like an NES game, but it's still an example. Also, because of Germany, we were killing robots instead of people in that game. Yeah, European censorship, which is annoying because we're normally more relaxed than. In fact, I can give you another example with the at least the PS2, so it's at least more relevant than an NES game. We got a game called Indigo Prophecy, and it's luckily it's the uncensored version because it has nudity and sex and shit. The American version is known as Fahrenheit. Oh no, I believe it could be the other way around actually. Wow, I'm an idiot. Well, one of them is right. I believe it is known as Fahrenheit over here in Indigo Prophecy in America. Yeah, I got that the wrong way around. Should really do some research into that. But I know it was a game where it had different titles, and the American version doesn't have really any of the sex in it. There's only a little bit that's left in because it's important to the story. But you, in the British version, or the European version, you can control it. The American version is just a cutscene. But hey, we couldn't get an uncensored copy of South Park Stick of Truth unless we got the PC version. That's the issue with living in Europe. It's like violence, no. Although it still obviously exists in games. But no, you can't. You can have lots of sex, which is obviously okay because it's natural, and so violence really isn't natural. And by violence, I mean like gun violence. Like it's not a natural thing. Humanity had to create a gun. Whereas sex is, completely natural because it's part of our body. It's bodily parts. Why am I even talking about this? This is a 3+ game, so I put this at like a BBFC 12 level. I'm not talking about this shit. I do actually grade my content, well, our content I should say. If you go on the website, and on the FAQ, it's well, frequently asked questions bit. It tells you the level of content that you would expect in a video bit, like depending on the game. I believe I've talked about this before, but I don't know why more YouTubers don't do it. It makes sense. I also remember that, what was it, the time that I used to censor stuff in the intro. I don't know if I should bring that back. I mean, it gives people an opportunity to see what content was in the video, but unfortunately it did annoy parents, because the parents were like, oh, I expected the entire video to be censored and not just the intro. And I'm not interested in censorship really. I only do it at the intro, so in case you don't want swearing in your video, you can click off. But I guess it was slightly confusing. Which is kind of why I stopped, and then parents were like, you can't swear in a YouTube video, it's for kids. No. No, it's not. Seriously, I get like occasional private messages like, my son's now started swearing because of your content. I'm like, right? Okay. How old is he? 4. Was he using the iPad unattended? Yes. Well, it's not really your fault that he found my content, isn't it? I mean, for all your like, for what you know, he could have found pornography. Put parental controls on your devices, people. I don't know if we've just started the 5th lap, or if, like, I think, yeah, we must have. We've just started a new lap, which means this is at least the last one. We're 30 seconds ahead of everyone else. That is amazing. But yeah, if you don't put parental controls on your device, and you're leaving like a 4-year-old on an iPad, you're a bit of an idiot, I have to say. I mean, obviously when kids are older, they don't want parental controls on your device. Hell, I wouldn't, right? I mean, wouldn't I have parental controls on my first mobile phone, which I got when I was like 12. And I tried so hard to get around it, and I think I did, because it was just basic. When I got my first mobile phone, was the iPhone even out? I don't even know. Although I do want to make people feel really old, if you're around the same age as me. Really, the kids that will be joining secondary school in Britain next year will be the same age as the Xbox 360. How's that feeling, old? That scares the hell out of me. It scared the hell out of me when I heard some, like, year 8 kid being like, the PS2 has shit graphics. I mean, yeah, to be fair, it does. But, like, I don't know how anyone could have played that. Man, it's what we had to deal with. Also, they probably were playing it on a LCD, which systems like the PS2 look much better on a CRT. They look okay on my YouTube. I have to say they look okay on my YouTube videos, mainly because when it goes through the system, it's being when it goes through Vegas, it's getting resampled, and it's been smoothed out and stuff, and it's. Some people don't like that. They'd rather see it as it was, you know, as it went through the. I mean, for this stuff, for Gran Turismo and Need for Speed and all the other stuff, sometimes I forget to turn off the resample feature, which is nice. But I wish it was worth actually just disabling that in general. But when it was Rob vs PS2, I liked having the resample on because it smoothed the content out, and it made it made the game look better for modern LCDs. Whereas I normally wouldn't, like, if something is filmed, like, I like to see this as I'm seeing it right now. I wouldn't want to see it smoothed out as Vegas does it, because it doesn't really work for modern video games, because it just doesn't look good. The problem with all video games is that the frame rates weren't really smooth, so that's what the resampling feature does. It smooths out the frame rate, and it gets rid of interlacing and stuff. But with these, they have such a lockdown frame rate that if you resampled it, the frame rate doesn't. It makes it look worse. So I really need to disable that. If there's a way of completely disabling the resample feature, or just setting a default to disable for every single video that's imported into Vegas, that'd be really nice. And if you know how to do that, please post in the comments section. Well, I did see a comment that was like on another video where they were like, should I render 30 frames per second content out at 60? And the answers were yes, you should. And there is a bit of truth in it, I will admit. If you render 30 frames per second content out at 60, it will look marginally better. But that, like I said, marginally. And to me, rendering the 30 frames per second content out at 60 holds no benefit in render times. In fact, it makes render times worse. It makes upload times worse. The video is like twice as large. Now that doesn't really matter, considering I have a spare 1 terabyte hard drive that I'm using, and I also have a 4 terabyte hard drive that's filled up. Well, nah, it's filled up to about a terabyte. So technically, I could do quite a lot more videos before I was to fill that up. After I filled up the 1 terabyte hard drive that I already have, but essentially that is the problem. I don't want to. I want to make more content before I, before the. How can I really explain this? I'd rather have more content that takes up the same amount of space, and less content that takes up the same amount of space. When there's no difference that the average person will be able to see. You may claim to be able to see the difference between 30 frames per second and 60 frames per second, and sure, when you're playing a game, that's obvious. But when you're seeing a video that was recorded at 30 frames per second, rendered at 60, let's be fair, hardly anyone is going to notice that. I'm sorry to say it, but it's true. I mean, when I record Xbox One stuff, it's always at 60 frames per second, because that's what the capture card records at. It gets a solid 60, and it makes sense to render it out at the frame rate that the capture card records at. Technically, I could do it at 30, because a lot of 360 games only run at 30, but 360 Xbox One games only run at 30. But, in my opinion, it makes more sense to render it out at 60, because it's the stuff that the capture card did. Whereas it doesn't make sense to record the 30 frames per second stuff out at 60, render it out at 60, because just the space, it's just, it wastes space, is essentially my thing. And if YouTube started to charge, I mean, it would never happen, but could you imagine if YouTube started to charge for the amount of stuff that you upload onto their servers? I mean, they'll never do it because it would be suicide for them. But think about, did you know, right, and I'm technically including my content in this, but like 95% of all content on YouTube is never watched. I mean, at least we get like what, 15 views probably per video. I'm gonna admit that. So technically you could say that no one's watching it. I mean, obviously people have. Those 15 views have come from somewhere. And I'm just being terrible because at the moment, because I'm trying to concentrate on doing two things while having a cold, and it's really affecting me. So hopefully I will be able to deal with this cold within the next 2 days. But if YouTube started to charge for the content that you uploaded and how much server space they have, it'd be awful. Because if I rendered all the 30 frames per second videos out at 60, that'd be twice as much that I would have to pay. So I only do it when it's necessary. I think everyone else should too. That's literally my YouTube tip. I know some people will be like, well, I'm going to render all my 30 frames per second stuff out at 60. Fine, you can do it, it just doesn't make sense, in my opinion. And I really have nothing left to say. So, we all know that this is going to end in a couple of, probably in under a minute. So I'm just going to get the ending stuff out of the way already right now. So I'm going to thank you very much for watching. Hopefully next time you watch a Gran Turismo video, which should be in 2 days, this cold will have gone or will nearly be gone. I hope you've enjoyed my ramble on useless shit, because I just can't really think straight. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Ta-ra. Hang on, before, you know, gotta let myself get these stars. I don't want to see the replay because I know it's going to do it. And it did it anyway. There we go. Stars, right. We all know what the next episode will be. It'll be 15-minute races, but I want to know how many events will be in that. Hopefully it'll only be 3, but could be more. How many events are in this? Only 3. That's good. So that'll be probably a 45 to 50-minute video. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed all of this,